Okay, so we're going to click on the checklist link, and that will bring up the checklist. Even though this says fall 2012, I will probably continue to use this same video unless things below change drastically, in which case I'll make a new one. But even though you see fall 2012 up here, don't worry about it. It means that the checklist is basically the same. Something else you should know about the checklist is that early in the semester is the first category, middle of the semester is the second category, and late in the semester is the third category. The reason these are so vague is because Portfolio Seminar is set up, as I said before, mostly as an independent study, and so you're going to determine when you are going to finish these different aspects of the Portfolio Seminar requirements. Okay, I also suggest you might want to print out a copy of this so that you have it available to you throughout the semester, and you can go through and actually check off the boxes. This is very sequential ordering of what is required of you, so you can just move down this list as you're working, and you won't have to contact me or anyone else to ask what's going on. Number one, you can really check that one off if you have a printed copy, because that's really what you're doing. You're attending electronic introductory meetings. Number two is also what we're covering today. We're really reading over these requirements, and you are going to be introduced to basically everything with Portfolio Seminar. As I note here, there are sample analysis statements on the Blackboard site, and you certainly should take a look at those. Those are going to be some of the most important documents for you to get a sense of what you need to do in Portfolio Seminar. Okay, step 3 is for you to contact your advisor and propose an action plan. That is when you will have things completed by. If you don't know who your advisor is, again, go back to the Blackboard page, and there in the left-hand column is an Excel file that you can use to help you find out who your advisor is. I suggest here that you introduce yourself to the advisor if you haven't met that person before. In person is probably even better. It's harder to be or forget someone or ignore them if you know who that person is, rather than just being a name on a screen. And this action plan is really something you need to establish. You have a sense of what your obligations are for the semester, so you need to let the advisor know when you plan on having things done. And then you just get started on your analysis statement. Begin to put all this together, figure out which papers you're going to use, and this should take you, as it says, basically into the middle of the semester. What you want to do then is at some point complete at least 3 core values of the analysis statement. Some advisors actually want you to do one early on, maybe in just a couple weeks, and then take a look at that, know whether or not you're on the right track, give it back to you, you revise that, and then you add in the other 2, and then you have your 3 values by the middle of the semester as this discusses. Which 3 you choose, that's up to you. I can't help you with that. I can't decide for you. There's different strategies I can outline. For instance, some people are just like to do things in order, so they're going to do 1, 2, and 3. That makes them comfortable. That's fine. You may look at the 9 values and choose the 3 easiest ones so that your advisor, when he or she gives you feedback and says everything's going well, you feel comfortable with that. You might choose the 3 hardest ones. Maybe you want feedback on those since you're only getting feedback on 3 core values from the advisor. And if you find out you're doing fine, that's great. But if you find out you need help, at least you'll be getting it from the advisor at that point when you need the help. And then, I don't know, maybe you choose a hard one, an easy one, and one in the middle. And if you do choose a hard one and you know you're struggling with it, I would let the advisor know so that he or she doesn't think that you don't know how to do these. Say, look, I chose this one because I feel I need feedback on it. Okay, and then by week 8, you should send those 3 values to your advisor. This fall semester, Halloween falls in week 9, so that gives you a sense of when week 8 would fall. In the spring semester, of course, spring break is right around week 8. Okay, your advisor should give you feedback, and based on that feedback, you write the rest of your analysis statement. You can even start it before you get the feedback, but you want to, for step 8, be done with your analysis statement by week 12. which in the fall, again, is around Thanksgiving. Once you've completed it, the whole analysis statement, and only when you've completed it, contact me to let me know that you are done, and I will place you in a peer group with 2 to 3 other students. Don't email me your analysis statement as it says. I won't be reading it at this point. And you will do the group work in Blackboard. If you have people that you prefer to work with, my suggestion is that you all finish at the same time and you all email me at the same time saying you are ready to go. And I literally go through and to establish these groups, every time I get 3 students or 4 students, depending on what the semester is, I create a group and then off you go. I won't create a group if you're not ready, because I've found that people think they're going to be done and then something happens and that causes the group all sorts of problems and delays, and so only let me know when you're actually done with the analysis statement. Okay, number 9 on Blackboard, you do electronic group work. You've all done group work, so that shouldn't be an issue. I see really good critiques being offered because everyone's dealing with 9 core values, everyone has 5 papers, so people really understand what's going on. So this is crucial step in the process. As well, it's always good to see what others have done with theirs, as I mentioned in the PowerPoint. Revise your analysis statement based on the feedback that you get from the group. Right? Make sure you've uploaded everything to your electronic portfolio. And then step 12, you have to let your advisor and me know that you completed your portfolio by giving us access, I think is actually the Blackboard term, or inviting us to view the portfolio. My username is simply Tweety. Your advisor's login name is available on Blackboard. As I mentioned, I think before, it's usually the person's last name unless they're not the first person on campus with that last name, in which case there's usually an initial to go with it. One more thing, as I note here, don't ask me to confirm that your invite arrived correctly. This requires a multi-step process for me. It takes several minutes often, and with 50 students, you see how this can become a multi-hour process and it interrupts everything I'm doing at that time. So please don't ask me to do that. However, your advisor should let you know if he or she can access it. Okay, finally then, late in the semester, step 13, your advisor evaluates your analysis statement and recommends a grade to me. As I mentioned before, you will probably receive that grade unless you haven't done the group work or done a poor job in the group work. Okay, that's the end of our look at the checklist, so you have a sense of where you are now and where you need to head over the semester. Now let's turn to the next link on this list.